My dear friend, stop scrolling for a moment. Take a deep breath and listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you may be the most important thing you hear today. God is whispering to your heart right now, and He's saying, give me 30 seconds and watch miracles happen. 30 seconds. That's all. Not 30 days, not 30 years. Just 30 seconds of surrender. 30 seconds of faith. 30 seconds of saying, Lord, I don't understand, but I trust you. You see, so many of us are waiting for God to move, waiting for signs, waiting for answers, waiting for breakthroughs, but God is saying, I am waiting for you. He doesn't need your perfection. He doesn't need your power. He just needs your permission. Type your city or country below. Let's show how God's word is uniting believers from every corner of the earth. Because faith is not about how long you pray. It's about how open your heart is in the moment you do. One moment of pure faith can move mountains that years of fear have built. Take 30 seconds and type, I trust you, Lord, in the comments. Let heaven see your faith in action. I remember years ago, when I was still learning what it meant to truly trust God, I prayed. But sometimes I prayed with fear. I believed, but I also doubted. I told God to take control, but then I tried to steer the wheel myself again. Maybe you've done the same. You say, Lord, I trust you, and yet your heart is full of questions. You say, Lord, I surrender, but you keep worrying all night. And yet, God doesn't condemn you for that. He simply says again, gently, lovingly, give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds where you stop thinking about how it will work out. 30 seconds where you stop replaying the pain in your mind. 30 seconds where you close your eyes and say, Lord, you are greater than this storm. And in that moment, that sacred, tiny moment of faith, something shifts in heaven. Because God doesn't need 1,000 words to create a miracle. He spoke one word and light filled the universe. He breathed once and man became alive. He touched once and lepers were made clean. So if He can create galaxies in a breath, do you really think He needs years to fix what's broken in your life? No, my friend. He just needs your heart fully, honestly, fearlessly for a few seconds of faith. You're ready for your miracle? Type it boldly below. I am ready for my miracle. Maybe right now, you feel like your world is falling apart. Maybe the bills are piling up. Maybe your health report has shaken your soul. Maybe someone you loved walked away. And you wondering, where is God in all of this? Let me tell you, He's right there, closer than your breath, watching, waiting, whispering, give me a moment and watch what I can do. Sometimes God doesn't move the mountain immediately. He starts by moving you, your heart, your spirit, your faith, until you realize that the mountain was never bigger than your God. There's something powerful that happens when you stop running from your pain and you bring it into His presence. When you stop fighting alone and say, Lord, I can't, but you can. That's when heaven opens. Maybe you're thinking, Pastor, I've tried before. I've prayed before. Nothing changed. But hear me, prayer isn't always about changing your situation. It's about changing you in the middle of it. And when you change, everything else begins to follow. You see, God sometimes allows delays, not to punish you, but to prepare you. He waits not because He's ignoring you, but because He's building something inside you that will last longer than the blessing you ask for. And when that moment comes, when you finally stop trying to fix everything on your own and you simply give Him 30 seconds of true surrender, that's when miracles begin. There's a story in the Bible that still stirs my heart every time I read it. The woman with the issue of blood. For 12 long years, she suffered. She spent everything she had, went to every doctor, tried every solution, and nothing worked. But then, one day, she heard that Jesus was passing by. And in a single moment, in one breath of faith, she whispered, if I can just touch the hem of His garment, I will be healed. She didn't have a long prayer. She didn't shout. She didn't even have a plan. She just had faith. And in that 1 second, that touch of faith drew power out of heaven. 12 years of pain were undone in less than a heartbeat. That's what happens when you give God your 30 seconds. Sometimes the miracle is not in what He gives, but in what He removes, the fear, the guilt, the shame, the endless overthinking. He replaces your what ifs with even if it takes time, even if I don't understand, even if others give up on me, I will still trust you, Lord. When you reach that place, that still unshakable place of surrender miracles, I know something you chase, they start chasing you. You see, we live in a world that tells us, do more, work harder, prove yourself. But God's kingdom works differently. He says, be still and know that I am God. You don't have to fight for His attention. You already have it. You don't have to earn His love. It's already yours. You don't have to beg for a miracle. You just have to believe for one. Sometimes we think faith has to be loud or dramatic, but true faith can be quiet. It's that small whisper in your heart that says, God's got this. It's the tear you cry alone that says, Lord, I still trust you. That's faith. And heaven responds to that. Maybe today you're standing at a crossroads. You don't know which way to go. You're tired, you're weary, and you're saying, God, I don't have much left. And He replies, good, because when you are weak, then I am strong. Because when you give Him that tiny seed of trust, He plants it into the soil of eternity, and from it, He grows miracles you could never have imagined. So right now, I want you to pause. Yes, right now. Close your eyes if you can. Take a deep breath and whisper this prayer with me. Lord, I give you my 30 seconds. My heart, my fear, my future, it's yours. I may not see how, but I believe you can. Move where I can't move. Heal what I can't heal. Do what only you can do. And as you say those words, really believe that heaven is listening. Because it is. Your tears are seen. Your pain is known. And your miracle is already in motion. You see, when God moves, He doesn't always announce it. Sometimes He works silently behind the curtain of your confusion, setting things in place that will one day make perfect sense. You think He's late, but He's always on time. You think you've been forgotten, but you're engraved in the palm of His hand. You think you're at the end, but He says, this is just the beginning. So why doubt now? The truth is, God can change everything in less than a minute. He can open doors you didn't even knock on. He can restore what was stolen. He can heal what doctors said was impossible. He can bring peace into the storm you thought would never end. But it begins with your 30 seconds of faith. When you choose to believe, even when everything around you tells you not to. When you choose to trust, even when you have no evidence except His word. When you choose to say, Lord, I still believe. That's when heaven stands still. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for things to make sense. Your miracle doesn't need the perfect timing. It just needs your yes. Give Him your yes today. Give Him your 30 seconds. And watch what He does with it. Because the God who created time doesn't need much of it to change everything. And when He moves, you'll realize that every tear, every delay, every unanswered prayer was never wasted. It was all leading